What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Gaming Gone Weird. This is episode number 33. I'm your host for the show, Nicktana. Hopefully everybody's having a great day and playing some games. I know I have been. I'm excited to bring you guys the latest and greatest news and weird gaming, as we like to say here. But obviously, I'm not alone. I got my best friend here. His favorite lightsaber color is red. So that's to say enough about him. His favorite sport is badminton. My friend Peter. Peter, tell the people about you, bro.
What do you write these beforehand? Like,
No,
I'm not coming with enough heat at the beginning of the episode.
What do you mean? I'm just saying what you like, bro. Like, we've done the show for.
I'm writing intros next.
How many shows has its baby been? Like 5 shows,
Yeah,
maybe
5,
more than that.
like
About
that,
5 shows. So, like, I know you by now. To that, I know that you like badminton. And what is your favorite lightsaber color? I personally like red. I'm all about the red, man.
I love purple. I think purple lightsaber looks sick. I've also been coming around to orange.
Orange?
Yeah. I've been looking at Toyota Tacomas. They have a really cool orange.
You just want to be different so bad. I get it, right?
It's so true. I do like purple though, quite a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, orange is cool. I saw a white one, but I think that's like not real.
They have a black lightsaber now. I've never seen that. See, I'm not a big Star Wars guy, people, but like I saw a black lightsaber and I was like, that's kind of different. I don't know if that's a Mandalorian reference or.
Yeah, it's in the
Mandalorian. Somebody could correct me.
It's not a lightsaber. It's a dark saber, I think is what it's called.
Okay.
There's some more behind it. There's some more behind it. But it's not lightsaber as it is.
Okay. Well, tell the people about yourself, man. What you been up to? Tell me about your day.
Yeah, my name's Peter. I go by Not Ghost Stories on everything social. I learned today that Steam has over 10,000 games in their library.
That's absolutely crazy. That's a lot of games.
So for those of you who are like, I have nothing to play, you've put zero effort in to looking for something to play.
0.
10,000 games. Do you know how many games they launched with when they launched Steam? If I have this correct.
It has to be in the hundreds, right? Maybe like 500?
Less than 10.
Less than 10?
If I'm reading my sources correctly, they launched Steam with less than 10 games.
Okay. Interesting.
Pretty crazy.
That is
the point is number. There's plenty of games to play. So stop whining and do some research. That's all.
If I could interrupt you real quick, I have been the president of playing games these past few weeks, man. If you guys don't know, or if you guys have been catching me on my own channel, you guys can check out everything below. You love Nicktana. I've been playing a lot of games. We've been recently playing Redfall, which I will get into because we are doing a review today on Redfall. We also played The Last Case of Benedict Fox, which is like a Metroidvania type of game.
That's a great name. That's a great title, though.
We could one day. I'll have to talk about it. We can talk about it now. To be honest, I had very high expectations for it. The problem with The Last Case of Benedict Fox was, for one, no autosave. And the reason I have a problem with that is if I did 2 hours and literally explored the map, got all the collectibles, grinded out the map, and then I don't get an autosave and it crashes and you lose everything, you kind of lose confidence. I wanted to play everything.
It doesn't save progress. I guess that'd be the point of the autosave.
Yeah. And then at one point I just felt like the mechanics were very bad. But my expectations for the game was very, very high. But for these indie games, you got to cut them a little bit of slack. You know what I'm saying? You could play worse games like that I'll be talking about later. But I've been playing my games. I've been playing Scorn. Another Scorn reference. But yeah, we're excited to be here, guys. Like I said, this is Gaming Gone Weird. We talk about the latest and greatest news for when it comes to gaming. And Peter's gonna go ahead and kick us off with the question of the day. Peter, what's the question of the day?
The question of the day is what is the most iconic game music for you? So I feel like game music doesn't get talked about enough.
Right.
And I'm totally guilty of this, like the later into my gaming career. When I say career, I mean just a fan of games. But
you got a career.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. The music doesn't get talked about enough, and every time I'm like playing a new game, now I often like, especially for streaming and with the issues with DMCA strikes and stuff, I often mute the music, which feels like
Yeah.
kind of a shame.
Mhm.
So that's the question today is like, what games the most iconic music for you growing up? What's the stuff that you always remember? I feel like there's a couple of obvious choices that everybody knows. But I'll kick the question off to you to start.
So me personally, okay, because you already know my answer, but you probably only don't. I have a few answers for this. I feel like Pokemon music, even like when you kick it off to like more of like Ruby and Sapphire, those songs were fire when you enter like a new town or like a cave. I always thought that music and like those beats were always very good to me. But when it comes to the Sonic, soundtracks, especially Sonic DX and Sonic Adventure 2, those type of songs to me just hit a little bit different because Crush 40 absolutely kills it when it comes to the gaming music. Like that's just me personally. I know everybody gets tired of me saying Sonic everything, but like I feel like I just relate to that game so much when it comes to like all the Crush 40 songs, and you know what I'm saying? Like Sonic Heroes, the Sonic Heroes theme song, crazy good. What about you? What are you thinking?
I think Halo's the obvious pick for most people. And I'm just thinking in terms of like what's recognizable. Everyone knows it's just the voices, it's just the choir. It's not like maybe some ambient music in the background, but the Halo music's always been really good. I mean, everyone knows the Mario music, the GoldenEye music. I'm trying to think of like modern day. I just feel like it just gets overlooked so much. I mean, all of those early games, I remember like most people could remember right off the bat if it's played. Guitar Hero is not much of a choice, obviously, because it's all famous songs already. But I mean, it's Star Wars always had great music, but maybe that's just because of the movies first.
What's that song that goes? Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. You know what I'm talking about? Where they're like at the bar.
In the cantina. Yeah. You got all the guys playing the like space clarinets.
I'm not a Star Wars guy.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's
like Tony Hawk had a great soundtrack, but again, it's all real music.
I feel like that don't count because that's actual songs, though.
Right. We can say best soundtracks, but again, that's just real music. But I mean, it's all real music.
But then we would just throw in Madden in every single conversation. Madden the best.
Yeah, I think, man, for me, I think Halo has one of the best scores ever. If we're talking about more modern day.
Okay.
But the classics, like everyone's knowing GoldenEye, everyone's knowing Mario, everyone's knowing Zelda.
Right.
Those types of.
I will also say too, one of my favorite ones, especially what I use and been listening to a lot lately, is the indie game Cult of the Lamb. They have a very good soundtrack as well. They have a lot of good beats and a lot of like stuff that I would just vibe to. That it was really, really good.
Dredge had some good music. It's very eerie, kind of. It's just creepy. They did a good job of making it creepy.
Right.
Yeah.
I get you, bro. I get you.
The music's definitely not appreciated enough.
Right.
And we should talk about it more,
100%. Let us know in the comments below, and let us know right now while we're live what's your guys' favorite music when it comes to video games, because honestly I'm very curious about it. Before we kick off into the show, I do want to let you guys know, if you do want to support the show further, then obviously leaving a like, subbing, commenting, all that stuff does help and bring in potential new listeners. You guys can leave a KYN chat. This helps pay the bills, makes Jimmy happy, makes me and Peter happy. It all goes towards us and being able to do what we do and bring you guys the latest news. So if you guys want to do that, go ahead and go to kynchat.com and further support. Peter, you ready to get into the podcast, man? I'm
very
excited.
Much so.
Episode 33, man. Let's kick it off. I feel like this episode was really blessed towards me because there's a lot of topics I'm in here ready to talk about. Yeah. But I do want to let you guys know that there are topics for you guys. Well, like obviously there's like I have some information for you guys to benefit your guys' gaming experience. So we were kind of scrolling through the internet and we found a lot of cool things when it comes to gaming. So we were looking up games that are free right now. And Peter actually found out, if you guys go to Steam right now, there's the May the 4th Be With You sale. And it has all the Star Wars games that has came out on Steam and all that stuff. It's
pretty
really
big.
Good. It's a very big sale. These games are like being cut into 75%. You could get Fallen Order, Squadrons, and there's another game that you could get. There's 3 Star Wars games, the really big ones. I think it's Battlefront for $60. So if you're really into that and you haven't played the first Jedi game, you definitely should, because the second one just came out and this will give you a reason to buy that. So definitely check out the game for the May the 4th Be With You sale, because we saw that and
they're cheap. You can get a lot of the OG games for under $5 a piece.
100%.
Also I found the MMO was a free download. So the Star Wars MMO is a free download too.
Got you.
To play.
And if you guys really want to, for this month, I'll get into the free games real quick. Just so you guys know, the free games that you guys could get for each platform: for Xbox, games with gold, Hoa is free, and then Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. So there actually is a Star Wars game that is free right now if you have Xbox Live. If you have PlayStation, you could get Grid Legends, Descenders, and Chivalry 2, all for free. And for Amazon Prime, there's a lot of games throughout the month of May. So for this week in particular, we have the Star Wars Rogue Squadron, Super Sidekicks, and Samurai Showdown 4. A lot of games that are coming out this, but don't let these go for granted. Go ahead and make sure you guys check it out. Make sure you guys are getting your free games, because there's plenty of free games for you guys to play. And then for the games that are coming out this week for you to purchase, we have Age of Wonders 4, which came out on May 2nd. Redfall 2 came out on May 2nd. Super Dungeon Maker is coming out on May 3rd, which is today, for Switch and PC. And then a game that I'm looking forward to in the next game I'm going to be playing, which is Ravenlock, coming out on May 4th. I just really like the art style of this.
Yeah, the art looks sweet.
It gives me like the Lost in Random art style to me, and that's a game that I hold truly to my heart. Even though it wasn't like a game that was like talked about a lot on the internet, it was developed and published by EA. I felt like it was kind of overlooked, but the story was great. It was very charming. I like the art. So seeing something like that, I'm very interested into trying to play that game. So let me know if you guys want to see more of that. Cooldown saying he's ready for Ravenlock, and I'm ready to bring you guys it. And I'll make sure I talk about it here. I'm going to do that a lot more. The first topic we are going to talk about, because we have a lot of topics here today. If you guys haven't seen the news, or you guys been living under a rock, basically the gaming community has been taken by storm by a game that a lot of people are very not happy about, which is Redfall. Redfall is an Xbox exclusive game. It's their first AAA title that they've had for 2023, and to equip it with the newest console, the most powerful Xbox that they have going on right now. And it's been taking very poorly by reviewers, getting like 63 on a Metacritic, which is a big ouch, especially for Xbox showing people that they have something to prove with this game, and that they have to put out a really good title. And this is the AAA title they put out for the first time on their most powerful platform and console. It's just not a good look. Peter, have you been seeing the news about Redfall? Honestly, what have you been hearing? What's been in your ear a little bit?
The feeds that I have, and I try to follow just about like every gaming account for everything. So a lot of the, especially user-made stuff, are mostly negative. I'm a little wary when it's mostly user-made stuff, because I feel like people like feed into each other, and I don't always trust that they played it. But the reviews that I'm seeing are genuinely pretty bad from the people or accounts that I follow. A lot of it has to do and stuff that's unavoidable. And I'm like, okay, maybe they just didn't like it wasn't advertised as it plays, but a lot of it is like performance issues, what I've been seeing. A lot of performance problems, like frame rate. It's just choppy. It's crashing. It kind of reminds me of when Cyberpunk was launched. The reviews similar to that, of just like, look, it'd be 100 times better if I could just play through it without it like just crashing or whatever the review may be. But I'm seeing a lot of that. The graphics, from what I looked at, seem to match kind of what was advertised. The gameplay seems to match what was advertised. So it's most of the negative stuff I'm seeing is coming from performance.
Yeah, that is very true. That is very true. Yeah, so I was gonna.
This is me from the outside. Yeah.
Right. I was just curious because being Peter, who hasn't played the game, he's actually been seeing a lot of the stuff too. This is stuff that's been being blasted on Twitter, blasted on YouTube. All the major outlets are talking about this, and like rightfully so. Because I played the game and it's no like lie or it's no secret that I've been very passionate about this game. I brought this game on this podcast and I talked about it with you guys. I made videos about it. So my expectations were very high. I thought Redfall looked beautiful. I trust the development team over at Arcane to bring out a game that would have been very good and very well received to the audience. And it just didn't happen to do that at all. And everything that I hoped and dreamed for got absolutely thrown in a big green dumpster full of just crap, terrible frame rates, terrible graphics, like
was it terrible graphics too?
AI. It's so bad. It was so bad. I played the game on Epic Graphics and it felt like a game that you would see in like the early 2000s, like 2010. Like it just didn't fit what we were expecting. I felt like the trailer looked way better than what you were gonna see. Like it was like you ever see like a commercial of like a Dairy Queen ice cream and it's like that ice cream looks so smacking and you're like, I'm about to eat that ice cream. I'm about to stick my face in this ice cream, big scoop loads, and then you get the Dairy Queen and it's like half the bowl, syrup's falling. Like it's not what the commercial deceives, man, and that's how I felt about Redfall. Like I said, I did play the game. I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of footage on my end. It just didn't look good. The AI was very, very brain dead.
I've heard a lot about the AI too.
The AI just like they don't have a mind of their own. Granted, I was playing this on normal difficulty, but even playing this on normal difficulty, it felt like they didn't think for themselves and they couldn't react the way that an AI should. They just felt like they didn't know what they were going to do. You could shoot a shot and they wouldn't react. You could sneak around basically anybody. Sneaking in this game is very, very easy. So like I really didn't get why the AI system was so bad. The graphics to me just didn't really...
Well, they looked a little cartoony from what
really
I could
underwhelming.
See.
I figured it was going to be cartoony, but we were watching trailers. And it did not look like that. I didn't play with any friends, unfortunately, because I don't have any friends. So, but I didn't play with any friends. I feel like this game would be funner with friends because maybe there would be like bigger hordes and more like action to it. Maybe the horde's kind of smaller down when you do like a single player thing. But that brings me into problem number 2. Okay, you have a party system and you want people and you inspire people to play with friends. All right, that's fantastic. But if you want people to play with friends, why would you make the main progress be saved just to the host? So I'm not going to sit there and play with my friends. I'm not going to sit there and play 3 hours worth of missions just for the main host to keep all the progress. The only thing you get to keep is the guns, the loot.
Interesting.
It's not a good system.
So even if you're stacked on the same missions, so like I have the exact same quest book or whatever, it doesn't count for you if you complete if you're not the host. Why?
Yep. I don't know. And another thing, I thought the vampires were cool. I didn't have any problems with the vampires. I thought the vampires were sick. They moved a little bit different than the AI. The bubbles around the vampires don't really make sense to me, but whatever. It's Redfall. And nothing makes sense in this game, apparently.
It would have been cool if it was bats, like walls of bats protecting them.
That would have been sick. See, maybe they should hire you because they drop the ball in this one. And then also, I know you guys just don't want to hear me rant about the game being bad because there was some things that I personally liked, but at the same time, bro, the story didn't mean nothing to me. Like nothing. Like I'm just, to be honest, the only thing I'm doing is I'm running around just trying to kill vampires. That's it. That's my main motive.
So, like, if you were gonna fix one thing, what would you fix to get it steered into the right direction?
The graphics for sure. I felt like the
Really?
graphics were just lackluster, man. Like even on Epic, you could move around super fast and the frames would drop dramatically. I seen a lot of content creators saying that they put the motion blur on really high just so you can't tell that the frames are dropping all the time. The game's not finished. And let me say this, let me say something about Bethesda and let me say something about Arcane because I do love the games that Arcane puts out. This was obviously a not finished game, and I think we could all see that, and we could all just agree the game wasn't finished. It wasn't ready to be put out. The thing is with this game is they wouldn't be able to push it back again because Xbox would have gotten a lot of pushback from that too. If you push back the game that you already pushed back twice, that's a very bad look. Like that is a I feel like that's a bad.
So is it like the so is it the console? When I say the console, I mean like Xbox. Is it Xbox forcing the hand of these publishers and developers to put out games before they're done? Like, why would I'm just like trying to figure out why they need to feel the need to rush it when you can see games that wait and then they smash because they waited.
Listen,
To put it out after
being a
you know
developer, a game developer is way above my pay grade, bro. I don't get paid to worry about that. I don't hope I never had to worry about that. Like if it was easy, bro, I think everybody would be making a game. But at the same time, it has to be something to where like most of these games just run very bad on Xbox. And I feel like it's taking a toll because remember like we recently talked in like the pod about saying like Game Pass is revenuing Xbox less money because people aren't buying games. Is this the backlash that we get if people aren't going to buy games? Does that contribute into the production of these games? Because then it goes back into that. Okay, we have Game Pass. You're not spending money in the game. We have less money to do stuff. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not in the game development thing, and I could go on for hours and hours and hours about this because they just need to figure it out. This is the most powerful console that Microsoft has came out today. Is the Series S and the Series X. And they can't even run one of your AAA titles that you put out for 2023. Not a good look. This Redfall is a very, very, very bad look for Xbox. And now people have a very close eye on it.
Do you think it's the hardware that's lacking, or do you think it's just the...
No, because I played it on PC and it still sucked.
Really? Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I chose to play it on Xbox for the 60 frames. I worried about the frames more than anything.
Well, that's too bad, man. That's too bad because it's. I want to see these games succeed. It just sucks for the people who work on them too, because there's a handful of people that are just going, "I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. We shouldn't have done it. We should have pushed it. It's easier to like deal with the money people versus like putting it out." And now it's just like,
right.
Once you have a bad release, it's really hard to get people back in, man, especially at $70. Especially at $70.
And we that's something I wanted to bring into this. Remember the Cyberpunk effect? Cyberpunk came out, ran terrible. But now the thing is Cyberpunk is actually a very good game now and one of the better RPGs after they fixed everything.
Yeah.
But it's getting people to take that chance again.
Yeah. I think if you're gonna,
because I didn't mean to cut you off, bro, and I'm so sorry because I'm just so passionate about this, and I literally just have to get it off my chest because I sat here and I saw all the hate, I saw the reviews, and I just didn't want to believe it. My heart was broken. I was like, is it just a cool thing to say this game is bad? Is this a view clicker?
That's why I'm like wary. If I haven't played it, I'm like wary of people who haven't played it who are putting reviews up. But
I listen, 100%, guys. If you guys haven't played Redfall, I at least suggest you guys give it a shot. Experience it yourself, and experience the problems that I had because that it's not like I'm trying to be funny, bro, to get into more personal thing. I'm not gonna sit here and call games bad anymore or like overlook things or underlook things if I haven't played them. Go ahead and play it yourself. Give it a shot. That's all I have for that, man. If you guys want to see a more in-depth review, little self promo, you guys can check it out on my YouTube channel. Sorry, Jimmy. Got to put it out there. The next topic I do want to talk about, we are kind of sticking it with the Xbox thing. Because we had the Redfall situation and it kind of flopped. The next thing we are getting into is that Xbox is actually holding a direct on June 11th, which is going to be, they're going to showcase all their new games for 2023, their whole new lineup. And after that show, they're going to do a whole segment for Starfield, a direct on Starfield, which is going to be another AAA title that they're going to be putting out in November, another heavy hitter, an RPG game by Bethesda that we're talking about 10,000 planets that you can go on. Does that worry you? Does that worry you? That's
10,000 planets.
That's a lot of planets, bro. They
Yeah,
want you to explore.
that worries me.
Yeah, because
Absolutely.
of how Redfall turned out.
It should worry them. 10,000? You could put 50 and people would be happy, dude.
It is scary.
10,000.
This news got released today. I'm kind of speculating it's to kind of get people to forget about the Redfall thing because they've been real quiet.
That's interesting.
They're trying to give people a more in-depth of what's going to be going on. Is there any games that you're looking forward to from Xbox that you think that could save them right now? Do you think they address the situation anytime soon?
I think teams scramble. I do think that Xbox and PlayStation might be in a position where they're too big to fail at this point. So it's easy to just you don't have to address it really. You can just, by tomorrow, people will be moving on to the next thing. It's that type of thing. But it is another reality check of stop. You can't look. People who play games who are passionate. Listen, I have to get in a new position. You can't trick people really anymore.
No,
you can't. Even with when people get sucked into battle passes and they're paying hundreds of dollars for a skin, we still know that we're spending way too much money on a skin, but we do it anyway. It's not at least that isn't trying to dupe us. We're aware of the bad habit of spending that much money on a battle pass. This feels more like, hey, maybe they won't notice. And that's way worse. It'd be way better to be hey guys, we do have to release. What if they had just tweeted out, hey, we have to release it. Please be advised. We're going to call this a beta because this game is not done. Just get out ahead of it rather than push it out and be well, hope for the best. We'll see what happens. And it's just people, especially people who love video games. It's the most, you're going to get the most scrutiny out of gaming fans.
Listen.
And they're going to pick it apart and they're going to be here are all the problems. And it's so hard to make a good game. And if you have this much money and this big of a team and you already have proven games, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? We know we're going to see it. You know that we know.
Listen, man,
it's ridiculous.
I'm excited for the showcase. Indeed. I always love to see what Xbox comes out with. It's just with these showcases, man, I think I'm just so tired of seeing the craziest trailer and the craziest reactions and this big game by a big studio. And then it on the screen coming in 2030. We don't want to see that anymore, man. Microsoft, listen to me, man. We need to get these games out. And I commend you because you put out Redfall, okay? And it's a big pile of dog poop on my front porch, okay? But listen, okay? This is the thing, man. I really hope that they can figure it out. I think maybe they're just trying to get Redfall out of here and they're trying to get people to forget about it. And then maybe they put all their resources into Starfield. Could be possible. Starfield comes out in November. That game also got pushed back, and they got to figure out how to get these games to run better on these consoles. I'm worried if Redfall, a game by Arcane with cartoon graphics, and
which is fine if that's the
no. It is fine, okay. But you could have a game that has cartoon graphics like Fortnite and run 240 frames per second easily. Okay, epic graphics with nothing crazy. If you're going to do that with Redfall and you can't even get the 30 frames, you can't even get it to run remotely good on your hardest software. Imagine a game like Starfield that they're comparing it to the next Skyrim. It worries me. I really want the game to be great. Obviously, we just talked about that, man. I hope it don't flop. I really hope it don't, but they're going to have a showcase for it and they're going to bring it to us, and I hope they bring out the heat, man, because June, we got a month away towards the showcase, and I hope they can just get it together, man.
Nobody wants them to fail. We want good games.
Well, maybe you do, but okay.
Yeah. That's true. No, I feel like it's like
Phil Spencer watching us right now.
we'll wait. We will wait for good stuff. People will wait. This is why people wait in line for 2 hours at a restaurant.
Right.
Like people will wait. Like trust us that we'll wait. You say, hey, we don't think it's up to par. We don't think it's good enough yet. Like we're gonna throw it back to you. We're gonna have to push it back. We're sorry, but if you're just upfront instead of like, well, we gotta send it out. We'll see what happens.
And Peter had a very bad take. I'm not waiting 2 hours in line for a restaurant, bro. Take me to Applebee's, all right? Let me sit down and let me have my meal.
Yeah, whatever, man. That's fine. That's fine.
Let us know, man. Are you guys excited? Are you okay?
2 for 20. Get out of my face.
It's the 2 for 25 now. In this economy? Come on, bro. 2 for 20? I'd be eating there every day if the 2 for 20 was still there. Right. Let us know what you guys think about the Xbox stuff, man. Are you guys gonna be watching the showcase? I know I will. I can
spit all over my monitor.
Maybe we can see if we could do that live for Gaming Gone Weird. Maybe me and you do a reaction.
That'd be great.
That'd be cool.
That'd be sick.
Think about it.
Yeah.
I'll talk to Jimmy.
I'm in.
The next topic we are going to talk about, guys, is oh man, just putting this in my notes was just like music to my ears. Beautiful sights. I love talking about this, man. But if you guys don't know, I'm a big fan of Titanfall 2. And recently in the news, the Respawn CEO, in quotes, said would love to see a Titanfall 3, even though if it won't be anytime soon. I'm very excited for this, man, because they always put Titanfall in their thoughts, man. Even though the game has been not really great supported and it's really has a small fan base, I think at the same time, people did really love this game, and it is what Apex was inspired off of. And I would love to see a Titanfall 3 if they take their time and push it out. Peter, have you played Titanfall before?
Yeah, I played Titanfall 1 a lot, actually. Right.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it's probably my favorite modern shooter of all time. Like the wall running. First of all, they crush movement over there.
Oh, dude, it's the best movement.
It's so simple. It's so easy. Anyone can feel like a badass. Like everybody wants wall running in every game.
Yeah.
Ever since the Matrix came out, everybody wants it. And they made it so they make movement so easy. They made the pilots strong enough to take down Titans by themselves. Because that probably was a big concern, right? Like, how do we make the Titans not too strong? Where once you get one, it's just like dominance.
I feel like the Titans were too strong.
No way. Man. Not the first one? No way.
The second one, dude. They like one shot kill everything.
Yeah, no, like the maps, they made the maps so cool with because you're like, how do we have a space for pilots to fight? And then also I love nonlinear maps. So I love that it's not the same on the other side. You know what I'm saying? So that I love. That's why I loved Halo so much, because they had those. Yeah, man. That was really the last hardcore shooter that I played all the time when it first came out. What was that? 2012, 13,
11, something like that.
Yeah, I thought Titanfall was easily one of the best games. Easily one of the best modern shooters ever made.
Right. I brought that up, man, because the CEO says he wants to do it. And I just like that they're keeping the thought in mind of everything. But they did confirm that Titanfall 3 is not in development now, but in the future, if they could get it together, that would be absolutely crazy. But with this being in the news, the Respawn CEO or the Respawn director, actually, my fault, the one who directed Titanfall 1 and 2 is making a new IP for the series, man. I'm excited for this because it's just cool to see that they're going to be working on something new for a game that we really loved. So director Steve is working on something new, and this is an article by IGN, and it's basically saying that they're leading a very small team that's exploring a new IP. He did say in the article, basically, though, if it's not the right time and it doesn't feel right, then they're just going to keep on taking their time and putting it out. So he's being
what a concept.
being
What a
very
concept.
being very cautious, making sure it's the right idea, the right time, everything's right. But would this be a game? Would this
Wow.
be a game that you would think about picking up just because the director of Titanfall 1 and
I would
2?
play anything Respawn puts out.
Respawn puts out
Yes,
the
of
great, like
course.
so many good games. They put
Duh.
out Jedi Survivor, man, and like
Yes.
look how good
I'll
that
play
game
whatever you
is
put.
doing.
I'll pre-order it now. I'll pre-order the IP before it even has a title. Yes.
Mhm.
Titanfall, Apex, Jedi, like duh, I'm in.
You're
all
all
good
in?
stories. The lore is awesome.
Oh
The
yeah.
maps are awesome. All the movement's great. None of them flopped at release. It's like, hello.
No, okay, listen, bro, because that's when I'm gonna bring it back because you know it released like a day before Call of Duty or something, and then nobody played it.
Which one?
Titanfall 2, I think.
But did it flop because it wasn't good, or did it flop because Call of Duty?
If you're gonna spend the same amount of money on a shooter, you'd probably buy Call of Duty over Titanfall.
Not me, but I'm a hater.
Not you, but yeah, you like are known on this show for being the biggest hater possible.
That's not
And,
true
like,
at all, dude.
I'm gonna see if I can get someone to change your name from Peter to Hater for one episode because you just sit here and you're just like, oh, I would have bought that over
Look,
Call of Duty. No,
in a
we
game,
we
in
were
a
all
world-
playing Call of
Listen.
Duty at that time, bro. Every one of us were Call of Duty kids. Every single one of us.
Yeah, we all played Call of Duty growing up, but we also didn't have Titanfall available. So
Mhm. I personally got into Titanfall late though. A few of my friends they were talking about because I loved Apex. They were like, "Hey, if you love Apex, you'll love Titanfall." And I'm not just saying that. It's like, all right, let me pick it up. I
dude,
played
the
it.
OG R301 from the first one. Did you play? You didn't play the first one?
No, I played the second one, not the first
Dude,
one.
First one was really. There's a lot less. I don't even know what to call it. It seemed a little bit slower than the second one. The second one was like movement heavy.
Fast pace. Oh,
Really,
100%.
really heavy on the movement.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was so cool, man. The whole world, like the drop ships that would come in and drop stuff off. You could like, did I remember to get kills by dropping your Titan on another Titan? Like that was so sick.
The Titan fights were one of the best things
So
in the
sick,
game.
man.
Mhm.
And then you could bail out and like launch up and then land on another Titan and jack that pilot out of that thing. But then they could like circle back and take it back from. It was so good. So good.
It was so fun just taking the grapple mechanic in the game and just being able to grapple on top of rooftops and just have certain guns.
Dude,
Like,
so good.
what guns were I using? Because I think the car was a very good gun. Me and Stu were rocking the car for like the longest time.
The R301.
That was a good one.
At the HCOG site. That the original man, what's it called? It's the beam rifle. The beam rifle was so super sick. Because you could get direct shot kills with the beam rifle. I'm trying to think of the other original. The pistol, the smart pistol from the first one.
Oh yeah,
The
that
original
was
smart pistol where it would lock onto like 6 targets. You'd have to hold it for a certain amount of time, and then it would insta kill everything in the view. It also had assassinations, which is really hard to do because the movement's so good. Yeah, that game was. Yeah, I played a lot. I put a lot of hours into that.
a very underrated gun that I used a lot. Maybe it's not underrated, but I felt like I didn't see it a lot when I played that game. I used the flatline a lot. The flatline was kind of my deal. I just like how smooth it shoots. I've always liked the way it shot in Apex, so I just kind of transferred that over for Titanfall 2, put a little red dot on that thing, and just it felt great. But I feel like guns like the alternator was really good. Titanfall 2, they just had the really, really good guns. And I just like the little abilities you could equip and you could customize whatever Titan you want. I feel like Titanfall was just so ahead of its time. Just so ahead of its time.
But also like done beautifully. It wasn't ahead of its time and didn't work. It like they went, you know what I'm saying? Like they made it work.
It just doesn't get the support from Respawn in general to like keep hackers out of it or keep people from getting DDoSed and like package overloads and stuff like that.
Well, they gotta take care of their money bag, which is Apex. So
yeah, that's why I feel like they don't want to do it. Like Apex just makes so much money.
Yeah, they end up cannibalizing their own game, but like just make it for us. Damn.
I never understood, which like I like what you like. I just never understood like Titanfall. Like, okay, so my fault. X Defiant got released, and X Defiant was the shooter that the Ubisoft shooter that was kind of like Call of Duty. But like people like that game so much, but like it just feels so slow versus like if you want a shooter like Apex where it's like so fast paced and running on walls and you can do all this crazy stuff, I feel like that would be way more enjoyable than just a basic Call of Duty where you're just walking around and just shooting.
It's mindless. It's mindless. There's I'm not gonna say there's no strategy, because there's absolutely strategy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But like when you get dude, just running and shoot. You know what I mean? Like there's no. You just run and die and run and die. You know what I mean? Sorry, I keep interrupting you. I'm just like,
no, bro. Interrupt me all you want, dude. That's what I want. I want you jacked on Titanfall and Mountain Dew right now, man. No. They had Mountain Dew skins in the game too. Other weird topic. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they did, because Apex is Monster. Whatever. How do you guys feel about Titanfall, man? Let me know what you guys think about that and the new IP that's getting released. I'm excited for both of them. So give me Titanfall 3. Just give me all that content. Give me all that. Give me all the Titanfall 3. I hope I can talk about it next week, to be honest. In other news, Peter has the next topic. Peter, what is popping up in the video game world, man?
A new show is coming out, and it's based off a game very near and dear to my heart. Shout out Cody, playing this game many hours in his parents' basement. Twisted Metal is getting its own live action show, featuring Anthony Mackie, which you probably recognize from the Marvel movies. What was his character? Iron Man's.
I have no idea. I'm pretty sure he was in Iron
Man.
Not
Don Cheadle, but he had that. Or was it Captain America?
Dude, he looks so familiar. I just didn't know it.
Oh, this is gonna drive me crazy. But Anthony Mackie is he's in it. He's been in a ton of stuff.
While Peter's looking that up, I just want to say, Fixer, it's okay. We just appreciate that you're here, man. Thank you guys. I want to give a big shout out to everybody who does come and kick it in, man. I'm seeing a lot of familiar faces and the people that are enjoying the gaming content. Make sure you guys tell your friends. Make sure you guys like while you have a little break, man. But I'm excited about the movie too. I played Twisted Metal as a kid. It was the PlayStation 1 version. And that game was always fun, man. The graphics were always just so like blocky and just it was so weird, man. It was
such a PlayStation game.
It's just that's the best way to describe it. It's just such a PlayStation game. But it was always the best, man. Just being able to pick. They had so many different vehicles that you could use, and the maps were like very good. I can't remember the very specifics of the game because it was like so like long ago, but I just know I remember playing the game and I had good times playing it. Me and my brother, we would always go off and face off against each other, and I'm pretty sure it was a battle royale. Am I right?
Yeah. So the story basically is there's this guy named Calypso, and he's holding a contest, or at least from what the game I remember most is Twisted Metal Black, which featured Painted Black. If you remember that song, of course I can't remember who's saying. I think it's Rolling Stones. Okay, yes, Rolling Stones. And in Twisted Metal Black, this mysterious figure named Calypso went around and recruited a bunch of people. And yeah, it's basically like it's basically like a BR in its simplest form. So everyone's just dropped in the same arena and goes after it. But they all have these super dark backgrounds, and they all want some kind of. He's like promises revenge to all of these different characters. And you get dropped, and everyone has like a crazy car, but you had special abilities. Like each car had its own unique, it had like speed, handling, like different types of weapons, a different special. Like Mr. Grimm basically looked like that old superhero that Nicolas Cage played, the guy on the motorcycle with his head on fire, but it was a skull.
Oh, Ghost Rider.
He basically looked like that.
I know my stuff.
It's Falcon, by the way. Anthony Mackie played Falcon.
Okay, got you.
And yeah, but like it has the famous the character Sweet Tooth in the ice cream truck that has like the flaming clown head on top. Like everyone knows that character. It was just cool, man. Like it was cool because all the characters were so weird, and like I think his name was Axel. Was this guy strapped in two big tires, but his arms were like locked into the tires? So he was like this. He's like this in the tires, running around. I don't know, man. The wiki has it listed as a comedy series, so that concerns me. But again, a lot of it for me is going off Twisted Metal Black. But the games are super dark, so I don't.
Right. I don't understand. I don't understand the whole comedy point of it. They might try to stray away from the games. I feel like recently when it comes to games and TV shows, besides The Last of Us is like kind of a different breed. Like they kind of want to stray away from what they're producing in the game, because they're probably going to talk about like lore, or I have no idea how they're gonna do it. For people who haven't seen the trailer, I can't put it up here because like I don't want like copyrighted or anything. But basically it just shows Anthony and he's just driving down this road and it just shows all the destruction that is going on around him. He has a car that has 2 guns that is just basically shooting off his car, and then it pans off to the creeper killer clown in the back of the truck. I think that was like his vehicle, right? It looked like a van, and it like slid up.
It's an ice cream truck.
Ice cream truck. I wanted to say that because I'm pretty sure that's what it was. And it had all of his bloody tools on the wall, and then like he just like pops out with a chainsaw, and he's just like doing some creepy stuff. The trailer like did not bring off comedy vibes, bro. Like, is that supposed to make me laugh? But at the same time, like Twisted Metal, it's gonna be a series that I'm gonna peep into, and it's gonna be on Peacock. If you guys don't know, don't have a Peacock subscription, but it might be time to. It might be time to. What's the best service for people to watch if they want to watch all the video games like things? Because I know like Paramount. I'm pretty sure Paramount.
I guess.
Yeah, dude, they're just spread around everywhere, man.
Well, there's a ton of Twisted Metal games. I have not played all of them, so I don't know if the story is something that continues from the first one to the latest one. Twisted Metal Black was, in my eyes, like it's got to be one of the best, if not the best, in the series. There's just so many dark. It's just I'm hoping and picturing it's something crazy. Like the Mad Max movies, but a little bit lighter, because everyone has crazy cars and driving.
Yo, I didn't mean to interrupt you, dude. But I looked up Twisted Metal games, and Critical Depth came out, and I'm like, I was wondering what this game was called. Oh my! And it literally popped up. I played that game like crazy as a kid. It's called Critical Depth. I didn't know that was like a Twisted, bro. I used to play that game. I think it's the same concept. It's like a battle royale, but it's underwater. Has anybody else heard of that game? I literally just found out that was the name of the game I played as a kid. A lot.
Critical Depth.
That's so crazy. I just looked up Twisted Metal games.
So it's like the same thing, but just underwater.
I think so. I just was like in shock. I'm sorry to like
ruin
the vibes from the show, but I just got
memories like upload to your brain.
Oh my God.
So there's I'm counting. It's almost 9+ games here. Maybe
I played the earliest one. I played the one in '95. That was like the first one I played.
They just gotta be careful, man.
They gotta be careful.
Don't jump on the Last of Us train. Don't be like, hey, people are into gaming like shows now. We got to get in here. Like I would say it's a beloved series, and they never really went past 2010. Like it's never really had like a modern game come out. So I don't know, man. Just be careful.
Let me know if you guys are interested. We're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch it. Let us know if you guys are interested in Twisted Metal. I know Jay Fixer said he is. Let me know in the comments below while we're live or after the fact. Kicking off, we have 2 more topics we want to creep in here before the episode ends. So the first thing we are going to talk about is a new monster collecting RPG that we actually played. I actually played. Sorry, Peter, I didn't mean to say we, because that would have meant you would have played it as well, and you didn't because you don't play games. Anyways, I have a little bit of footage here. Basically, it is based on what it is in the title. It's basically kind of like a Pokemon clone, but instead of using like Pokeballs, you catch stuff with cassette tapes, and they have moves, and it's basically like monsters attacking monsters. And I am absolutely in love with this game recently. This game is on Xbox Game Pass. I think it recently just dropped as I saw. I don't remember a date, but it is considered a Pokemon clone. I just love the art and the graphics to it. The art style looks very cool to me. And I was kind of weary about doing this because I feel like a lot of people have tried to replicate the Pokemon clone, as they do say. And some of them just really, they knew that they were copying off of Pokemon and they just didn't exceed the expectations. But this one, I feel like could be something that could be, has potential. One of the things I really did enjoy about the game is, if you did see the beginning of it, the customization is absolutely crazy. So you could pick out certain outfits and you could customize your character. You've never been able to do that in Pokemon until later versions of Pokemon, when you were able to go to like the stores and to buy like certain drip and certain backpacks. Like this is kind of like a different thing, because this game kind of gives me like Fire Red, Crystal vibes with the kind of like pixel, like 2D art style kind of thing. The music in this game is also great. I was talking about earlier how I do love Pokemon music. The thing that's different about in this game is the music in this game actually has like vocals to it, and it really popped out whenever you're having dialogue conversations. So I was really, really into that for some reason because the girl singing, I don't know what the song was, but it just fit in with the situation. And this is just kind of like a darker version of Pokemon too, as you can kind of see like near the end, they have this like creepy little thing. And when you walk into that area in general, there's like blood on rails. So it gives off little creepy different vibes to it. I played this game for about 30 minutes. I've been itching to play it some more. But I did get done with the first 30 minutes, and I will say this is a definite cop if you guys are looking for something to play. And also in the game, it has fusion. So you can combine certain cassette beasts together in order to like make stronger cassette beast. Yeah, but this game was great. I just wanted to show you guys that footage because I've been seeing it in the news. I've been seeing people talk about it, and I was like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. And just right off the rip, the customization was very cool. Like I literally made myself to the best of my advantage because my hair's not that long, or I don't have a headband yet.
You used to, dude. You used to rock the headband.
Yeah, when my hair was longer. I don't think anybody's witnessed that on this show.
I think you should bring it back.
I think I maybe. But I just like the different mons that are in the game too. I'm calling them mons. That's very disrespectful. They're called cassette beast. But they look very cool, and the art behind it was very nice. And being able to fuse them together gives you a bunch of different styles and different possibilities in that realm. What do you think about the game, Peter? Would this be something that you would want to play?
Not because it's bad, not because it's not not because it's the style of game. Well, actually, I wouldn't play because of the style. Not because it's bad or it looks bad or it's not well done. It's just not for me. I'm not. The last like beast hunting game I played really outside of Pokemon was is it Dragon Quest?
Is that Pokemon though? Is that like a Pokemon style?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that what I'm thinking of?
Dude, I'm just saying,
it's like the big blue droplet. Blue droplet king. I'm gonna look it up.
Another cool thing about this game too. Another cool thing about this game is I will throw in before I let you continue. They gave you like certain abilities in the game. So like if you catch a certain beast, then you have the ability to like glide. So I was able to take my character and like glide throughout the map, like go off of platforms and glide to certain areas.
That's kind of cool.
Platform to platform, and no, it was. It was super cool. The sprinting in the game kind of stinks if I had to complain about something because I'd like to get to places faster. So like you only get like a little bit of a dash. But other than that, I've enjoyed it. But go ahead, I'll let you continue about like why isn't this the game for you? I mean, I think it looks sweet. You know what I'm saying?
When I see games like this, it just makes me makes me want to play mobile. Like it makes me like if I play a game like this, I want to be on a plane or something. I can't explain it. It's just like maybe it's just like memories of playing Game Boy in a car all the time. But like just like I wouldn't. But again, it has nothing to do with the game itself. It's just not my thing.
I got you.
But for games like this, if available on mobile, these are the games these are the types of games I do play. Right. So like, that I guess that's the end of my sentence. But the point is, yeah. So I have something to say again against the game or the developer or anything. It's just not for me, unless it's travel.
But yeah, guys, that's the new game that's called Cassette Beast. I definitely suggest you guys pick it up because I've been playing, and I just wanted to throw that in there for funsies. Oh, yeah, Peter's going to lead us off with the last topic of the day before he does, man. Like I said, I do appreciate everybody here, man. If you guys could do us a favor, make sure you guys like, sub, comment, all that stuff. It helps supports us, brings in potential new listeners, and it shows that you guys are really rocking with us. And make sure you guys catch us every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. I said on Wednesdays, right? Yeah, at 8 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, because we go live every single week. Talk about everything gaming. So, Peter, let's kick it off with the last topic of the day. This is a very good one, too, folks.
Last topic of the day, and I'll make it quick because I know we're right about that time here.
You're good, man.
A game that was shown, and it's called Scarlet Deer Inn. Something interesting about this game. I actually saw it initially on a TikTok but each character frame that you guys see in this footage right now is embroidered. So for each frame, they sewed what the character is doing. So if it's walking, standing, however they're doing their interactions was actually physically sewn and then animated. I don't know how they do that process, but you can see the character frames. They look like they're stitched essentially. I don't know how they animated after the fact, but as you can see there, I mean, it's just so cool, man. And the people that are making the game, it's actually a husband and wife out of the Czech Republic. So they're doing kind of like Stardew Valley, where it's just one person essentially. They're doing all of the painting, they're doing all of the animation, they're doing all of the story, all the programming, all the music that's in it. They're using traditional instruments. They're not using music software to produce it, so they're actually playing the instruments. It's just this is a type of game I'm super excited for because, to my knowledge, it's never been done. It's like a grassroots. It's literally a couple, and they're just building it from the ground up, like making everything by hand, literally. Which is, I can't wait, man.
That is insane, dude. Just that you see the whole aspect of every frame being embroidered, and I think the graphics just look absolutely crazy because you can see. Cool. You see the details into the characters, and just seeing that little bit of details and just thinking in the back of your head how this was made is stunning to me. I've never seen anything like it. I didn't even know this stuff was possible. Like I said in the beginning of the show, I'm not a game developer. This is above my pay grade, and Scarlet Deeran's doing it right. This is a game I'm gonna keep my eye out on because I just love seeing that little indie studio, and then also producing their own music. It's chef's kiss. That is beauty right before our eyes.
And just last quick note, it's like when people say, I don't know, like games are art, really, like they are. And I know that's cheesy and lame or cliche or whatever, but this is part of the reason why I love games. It was like it's art. That's all I have to say. That's my sign out.
I feel you, man.
It gets me excited. It just gets me excited. Like I love seeing stuff like
mic
this.
drop.
I love seeing stuff like that.
But look, that's the cool thing about it, because just seeing the way that it's made and just getting the details behind it intrigues me so much more to just keep in touch with it, and just understanding how hard that process actually is nuts.
Taking their time, and it's like if this couple can hand sew each character frame, then why is Redfall only 30 frames?
Oh my!
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing?
What are we doing?
Yeah.
The Redfall slander has been crazy today. While you sit there and just soak that up, soak up your little W. Let the people know who you are and where to find you, man.
All right, one more time. My name is Peter. I go by Not Ghost Stories on all things social, creating content every week on the Tube, the Talk, the Twitter, everything. Yeah, that's what we're up to. And the Twitch.
I appreciate everybody being here, man. This has been Gaming Gone Weird. Big shout out to you guys that stuck it out to the end. I appreciate you guys watching this after the fact. If you guys want to see more of Know Your News, we have a bunch of channels on here. We have a movie channel where we talk about the latest movies and movie news. We have a show where we talk about sports. And we have Jimmy, who talks about every weird news possible on our channel. So make sure you guys check out the other shows. And make sure you don't forget to check us out 8 p.m. Eastern on Wednesdays, where we talk about the latest and greatest news. I have been your host, Nicktana. If you guys want to find me anywhere, please don't be afraid to check me out on Twitter, where I talk about everything, like my opinions, games I've been playing. Just keep up with me in general. I post a bunch of pictures of my kid. He does t-ball and stuff like that. And you guys can see what games I'm playing on hand and my opinions. So make sure you guys check me out on Twitter. And also, I put out a video on YouTube if you guys want to see how I felt about Redfall and the experience I had with that game. So make sure you guys check that out at You Love Nicktana on YouTube. Other than that, I'm streaming on Twitch as well. Obviously, take a guess. You Love Nicktana on Twitch. But that's it for me, guys. Thank you guys for being weird with us. This has been another episode of Gaming Gone Weird, episode 33. Make sure you guys be safe. Tell someone you love them. Keep gaming on. I'll see you guys next week. Thank you guys for everything.
Peace.
Well, that was a really bad delay. I'm going to throw up the screen now. I was reading the comments. Thank you guys for everything, man. Be safe.